Duggan. I am the Director of Development for the Greater Newburyport Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And Lenny, would you mind turning down the tune? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for being here tonight. We're so excited to be hosting this Women's Mixer series throughout the next few months. Thank you to Hannah and thank you to Cross Insurance for supporting this event and this program. It's been really a pleasure to work with you. We're so excited to have a packed room, sold out, to get this party started. So thanks for being a part of that. We don't mind a little snow here in Newburyport. So we're excited for JoyNest. What a wonderful way to start. And thank you to Privateer Rum for being here. Always a pleasure to have Bob get a tasting and get a specialty cocktail. So thank you very much, and we're thrilled to have such an awesome lineup tonight. I want to mention that we do have NCM Hub here tonight. We're very excited. As a nonprofit community support system, they are fabulous. We asked them to come and join us for the series. But don't worry, we will turn off the camera so we can have a candid conversation, so we won't be on film the whole time. But just wanted to let you know they're in the room. We have Lonnie here taking photos as well, so we can be all over the place with our pretty smiles. I want to hand it over to Hannah Brown and thank her again for all of her support and hard work. And I'll let you take it away.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you to Erin. I think most people in this room know Erin, and she's amazing. She's wonderful. She's life. So thank you to her, and thank you all for coming. I know that it was kind of a big deal to come in the snow. It didn't let anybody stop them. We had to make a concerted effort to come, and you did, which was so exciting, and we're so happy to have you here. So I am Hannah Brown, and I work at Cross Insurance. We're sponsoring this event tonight, and we're kind of new to town. We're kind of the newbies. We moved in just a little bit ago. We're kind of all over Maine and Mass. We're moving into Rhode Island, but we're new here. So we really wanted to get to know the town, and we wanted to get to know what was going on. And as we were looking into things, we saw that all these women were doing amazing, innovative, cool things, and we wanted to be a part of it. And we wanted to be involved and see how we could make authentic connections in our new town. So we thought, what better way than to bring all of these amazing women together in the same room for this series. And we're just so excited for this. The vibe in this room is amazing. You guys are all wonderful. It feels so good in here. So without further ado, I will introduce Nancy Gardella. She is the Executive Director of the North of Boston Convention and Visitors Bureau. To practice that. And she's going to take it away.
Thank you. Well, I am delighted to be here. Thank you, Erin and the Newburyport Chamber and Cross Insurance for coming up with such a fun, cool idea, right? And for not canceling with a little bit of snow and ice. As I look around, I see most of you are like me with the big old clunky boots, except Erin, our fashionista, raising the bar. I have a quick question. I need you to be brave for a minute. Who is here without any friends? Like, just came on their own? Raise your hand. All right, keep your hands up in the air. Well, we're friendly. I mean, we know you. All right, keep your hands up. Those of you who are here with friends or colleagues, meet one of these women tonight. Go over and introduce yourself. Tell them what you do. Ask them 2 questions about themselves, so that you make them feel warm and welcome and rewarded for being courageous and for doing what every entrepreneur and everyone in business should do: network. So, before I came to the North of Boston CVB, Convention and Visitors Bureau, it's interesting because we don't have a convention center, but that's another story. And our job, by the way, is to support business and our Essex County economy through tourism. Because when people earn their money somewhere else and come to Essex County and spend it, it lifts our entire economy. I bet you didn't know that Massachusetts is one of the top 5 states in the country for tourism, for domestic tourism, and the top 8 for international tourist destination. It is the 3rd largest industry in the state, racking in billions of dollars from millions of visitors. And you might have noticed they're coming back. So that's great for all businesses in our state. So anyway, before I did this, and I'm just hitting my year anniversary, I worked for a Chamber of Commerce for 15 years. So I've got a lot of that chamber thing in my blood. And when Erin talked to me about this networking event, this mixer, and the opportunity to interview women leaders, I thought this is exactly what every community needs. Why? Because those of you know, you open a business, you know the work, right? You make glassware, and you might be the best glassware maker in the whole world. And you're gonna take your life savings and a loan or mortgage your house or your parents' house, and you're gonna open a shop. You're gonna start a public business. Do you have an accountant? Do you have a lawyer? Do you have a network of business friends, women, mentors that you can call who won't charge you for 5 minutes on the phone to say, what do you think? Do I need to talk to a lawyer? What do you think about this? Have you ever dealt with this? You need to create your posse. You need to create your network. And women do that so well and so naturally. So for those of you who came with friends tonight, go find those people who were brave enough to come out alone. And let's lift one another up by being wildly successful. I want to introduce our panelists. Cassandra Gove has been the mayor of the city of Amesbury since January of 2020. Right before the fire. Prior to that, Cassandra was with the Amesbury Chamber of Commerce, starting out as the director of events and then becoming the executive director in 2015. Prior to that, she was a realtor, as well as working in student and alumni programs for both Boston University and my old stomping grounds, Clark University. Cassandra earned her bachelor's degree from Jacksonville University and a master's degree from the University of South Carolina. Constantina, or Tina, say it for me. Thank you. I would have blown that. All right. I really should have asked beforehand. Okay. Is the co-owner of
the Georges
Lane Real Estate Group and a realtor licensed in both Massachusetts and New Hampshire. Tina earned a bachelor's degree in international affairs and modern Greek from the University of New Hampshire. And I loved reading this clearly articulated professional pitch on her LinkedIn profile, where she wrote, I pride myself in guiding individuals and families through an exciting and positive real estate journey. Who wouldn't want to hire her? That's, I got to come up. I'm going to brainstorm tonight for my own. Okay. And Erin Lane, thank goodness, is a co-founder and full-time realtor with Tina. One more time. Can't overbrand. Erin is also the co-founder and leader of the Ipswich chapter of the Women's Business.
Yeah, Ipswich chapter of the Women's Business League. Yeah.
Yes. She earned a bachelor's degree in mass communications and media studies from
Quinnipiac.
All right, I did it.
There you go.
All right, 1 out of 2. Okay, here we go. So how our format is that I'm going to ask these ladies some questions, they're going to answer, and then we're going to do a little Q&A off camera, okay? All right. So Erin, how did you get into this position, into this role?
role as in sitting here this evening, or realtor, or what are we talking about here, Dan?
I suspect you
There's a lot of
started the day with a shovel and scraper like the rest of us. But really, how did you land in real estate?
So prior to real estate, I was in corporate America, and I was unhappy, and I found myself wishing away a good portion of my life. And one day I decided enough's enough, and I started doing real estate part-time until it eventually got enough momentum where I could go full-time. And driving out or peeling out of that corporate parking lot was one of the most memorable days of my life to date. Super proud moment, and now I am a full-time realtor. Tina and I are a COVID success story of how we came together, and here I am.
Yes. All right, Mayor Gove.
Yes.
Tell us how you landed in the mayor's office.
We don't have time tonight, but I never thought I would be here. I have no background in politics. We never talk politics in my house. I don't know how my parents vote. It was never something on my horizon. But I'm gonna talk about this this will be my theme for the night. I'm gonna try to convince you all to run for office. But you run for office because you think you can do the job better, right? Like you think you can contribute and make a difference, and because you have a passion to, again, make a difference in people's lives in your community, which we all do. It's why you go to work every day. It's why you started a business, because you have a passion for something you do and you think it's going to impact people's lives. And so that, for me, was the city of Amesbury. I grew up in our community. My family goes way back, multiple generations. I was involved enough as a Chamber of Commerce director and a realtor for the same 5 years. So I was a Chamber of Commerce director and a realtor. I spent 5 years, eat, sleep, and breathe Amesbury, telling families and businesses to move their family here, move their business here. It's the greatest place to be, and working really hard to put us on the map and just make us better. And I felt like someone else wasn't doing that, and that it was making my job harder. And why was I waking up every day to advocate and be the person in the room for Amesbury, for people to hear about us, and they weren't doing the same. And so I got to a point where I just decided I need to be in a different office to make that difference. So you all have you have passions, you have skills, and you have experiences that we need on boards and commissions and offices. So we're gonna get there, but that's just how I got there. I started a campaign and we ended up in office.
All right, Tina, how does a gal who majors in international affairs and modern Greek start a real estate office?
So I grew up as a first generation Greek American. My parents are both from Greece. And I actually grew up in the small business world. My mom was a salon owner for many years. And so I grew up in her hair salon. My uncle was a real estate broker and developer as well. So when I wasn't sweeping hair and answering phones, I was at my uncle's answering phones and doing open houses for him and just kind of learning the tricks of the trade that way. And I never wanted to go into hair. I kind of wanted to get away from the small business world. I wanted to become an international diplomat and broker peace treaties, almost go down the political route. And then working with my uncle and getting involved in our local community at the time, it really just sparked my interest in that. If you want to change the world, you have to start small. And so that led me to the path of becoming licensed while I was in college and started doing it on the side. And then when I graduated, moved into doing it full time, and just really felt like I could do more within my community by just getting involved in supporting small businesses. That's something that Erin and I are really passionate about. So that's how I didn't want to follow my mom's footsteps and open a hair salon, so I got into real estate instead.
All right, so Tina, we have a room full of women in business, many of them entrepreneurs. What personality trait do you think that every entrepreneur should have? As an entrepreneur.
I would say that I think to be an entrepreneur, you have to be adaptable. I think we all know as women and just in the world that we live in that change is constant. It's certainly like that in our line of business. And I think the way that most successful entrepreneurs have been able to continue to thrive is by being adaptable. Yeah.
Erin, would you add to that? What do you think a necessary personality trait for entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I agree. I think that a necessary trait is to listen. And that's not an easy skill, to hear someone and to listen to someone, whether it be your business partner, your client, your competitor. It is so important to listen.
That's great. And Mayor Grove, as someone who ran a chamber and therefore worked with a lot of businesses and a lot of entrepreneurs, same question to you. What have you observed is that common trait?
That's a great question. I'm going to lean on optimism. There's a lot of people who are going to tell you no and tell you that you can't do it. I hear it all the time. I heard it all. I mean, campaign trails are just really negative places. And you have to carry an eternal optimism that it will get better, that you can do it, that there are people who will help you, that you can build a network, and that there are solutions out there, right? Other people have done it. You can figure it out. You have to be able to embody that, whether you're building a business or you're running a campaign or whatever it is that you're doing. But there are plenty of people who are going to tell you that you can't, and you have to be able to carry that yourself.
Yeah, that's terrific. Tell me, how do you push yourself through those tough times? Whether it's the campaign trail or in the office, how do you push through?
I get asked this a lot. I don't know that I have a great answer. But I sleep really well and I start every day fresh. I just start again. I'd like to say I have a really short memory, but actually I have a really good memory. But I really do sort of start over every day. And I don't carry it with me. I have college professors and folks in grad school who, taught me just sort of habits and, like you don't have bad days, you have bad moments. Like I kind of live off of quotes and like nuggets like that, but I just move on, right? Like there's, again, optimism and solutions and you get through it. And I really do sleep very well and I start over every day. So
that's great.
It's just a personality trait I have, but
I love that.
I'm not
Erin,
sure how helpful it is.
how do you push through tough times?
For me, it's the little moments that I hang on to, as far as I am such a sucker for a handwritten note. So we actually have a door in our office that have handwritten notes from clients, or we'll get a text message. We got one not too long ago, and the client literally said, just on the days that you think you're going batshit crazy, know that you have made a difference in our lives, and sends us pictures of their children having their first meal in their new home. Also client appreciation, is so important to me, and I also believe that when we do client appreciation, that we do it in a way, we actually have a tradition that we do over Thanksgiving, and it is something that is truly an appreciation for the client. It has now become tradition for them. It's nothing is branded with our name, but it truly keeps us grounded and remembers how far that we've come, because we're always so quick to look forward that looking back is so powerful, and being like, wow, I did that. I think after I left corporate, for the first 6 months I was able to drop my children off at school was just super emotional for me, because I never thought I could, but I can, and everybody can do something with their mind to it. So, and I'm here to cheer you on.
Oh, great messages. Tina, what helps you through tough times?
Well, having a great cheerleader is definitely helpful, and I know that the women in the room that know Erin can attest to that. I mean, she's a fantastic support, so I feel really grateful that I'm in business with someone like Erin. She's one of my best friends in life and in business, so very fortunate in that. But I think it's because we both value relationships and being good to people, and like Erin said, I really do believe that what you put out there in the universe, you will get back. And if you're putting out that good energy and you're treating people the way you want to be treated, with kindness and respect, you will get that back. And I think, to what Cassandra said,
you just have to put one foot in front of the other, even if you're having a bad day, and know that it's not going to last forever. It's going to end and something else is going to come. We all have phases and seasons in life. I think especially going through the pandemic, we all experienced it. And there's good moments and bad, and you have to learn from both of those. So just putting one foot in front of the other and keep going.
Tina.
Can I jump in and add something?
Please.
I love the handwritten notes, and you keep them and you put them on the that you put them on the back of the door. For people who get lots of digital thank you notes and special things, someone gave me a tip once. I have a folder in my inbox and it's called Sparkle Dust. And put your nice emails there so you can find them quickly and don't get them buried in your email. But, so everyone go start a folder, call it Sparkle Dust, and that's where you're going to put your nice emails.
Oh, I love that.
I do it with an asterisk on each side, so it's at the top of my inbox. It's not down in the S's. It's right there.
That's awesome. Tina, what are 2 or 3 things that you can share with us that you consider your success habits?
So building off what I was just saying, I think the biggest thing is making small steps. I think success happens in those micro moments every day. I think as most entrepreneurs might be able to attest that we're a little bit like all over the place and we have ideas and we get excited and we like to wear a lot of hats. But I think if you can just try to focus and be consistent, and just be genuine with your relationships with people, anyone that you meet in the room, on a street, in a business meeting, any, prospective client, if you treat them all the same with respect and they know that you value them, they will remember you. It's that my favorite, I think Maya Angelou quote, like, people will forget what you said or did, but they'll remember how you made them feel. And so I've always lived my life by making sure that the people around me feel good to be around me. And I think that is what has contributed to the positive relationships personally and professionally that has allowed me to get to this place in my business.
That's wonderful. Mayor goes, yeah. Right. All right, we clearly have a good night's sleep and a sparkle folder. Any other success habits that you can offer our folks?
Do some really wild things, but have habits. Like, anybody know Megan from Motivate? She's a habit stacker person, right? So I've worked with Megan, and she taught me to habit stack. And so find your things, and your morning routine. Making sure you do things on the same routine every day. Go to bed at the same time. Wake up at the same time. Have your glass of water in the morning, right? Like, I have a standard routine that I do. Go to bed very early. I get up late. But I also have habits that I sort of call like rituals or my personal routines. If you've also seen folks in the area that do cold water plunges and go over to the reservation and go swimming, I am a cold water plunger. I have been doing it since the pandemic started. I go regularly. It is a great way for me to regulate my system and my fight or flight, which, as you can imagine, happens all day, every day. So it's been very good for me. So, but again, personal to me, but sort of find habits that help you self-regulate and just find yourself, be authentically you. Again, as a sort of different perspective, but as a politician, I'm not calling myself that, but as a politician, there's a lot of people who want to tell you how to do things, right? They want to influence you, even as a business owner, right? They want to tell you that, they don't like the way your logo looks, you should rearrange the store, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, you should be hiring that person, any number of things. And to be just really confident in your decisions and why you're building your business and how you're doing that, and that it is comfortable for you so that you can be confident in the outcome. Good or bad, right? I know when I run a campaign that I could lose, but I have to be comfortable with that and the decisions that I made to get there. So if you can be, find your habits, find yourself, and be authentically you, and be confident in that, then those are sort of habits for success, I guess.
Love it. Erin, what are your habits for success that you'd like to share?
Well, I think all the fellow type A planners in the room will be able to resonate with this. I'm a big list person, and crossing something off of my to-do list brings me so much joy. I have been known to add things to the list for the sake of crossing them off. Sometimes I'll go rogue and even do like a sticky note method with really important things, and then I can actually crumple it, which is just as satisfying. But I think what Marigold was saying too, being confident, it's okay to think outside the box. It's okay if, you know, dress so you're comfortable. And a good tip my cousin had shared with me, if you look good, you feel good, and you do good, and it's okay to be you. There's enough business for everyone, and to really celebrate what you do. I love a celebration, whether it's clients' birthdays, or we're celebrating a closing, or doing something with community. Just because you might have a business, for example, we have a real estate office. People who aren't in the business like, oh, that's boring, real estate. But guess what? We threw a huge community party over Christmas time, and we collaborated with small businesses, and it was awesome. It was awesome. And we do it not because, ooh, how many referrals can we get? How many people can we get in through the door? Put that away and just meet people. Because you never know when having that opportunity to connect someone in business with another person in business, when you know they're going to hit it off, that is success. That is rewarding. And it's, again, how you make people feel. And if that's at your core and you keep that at your center, you're going to be super successful. Woo! Yeah.
And by the way, I think that that's exactly what the Newburyport Chamber of Commerce and Cross Insurance did for us all tonight, is make that connection. All right, one final question, and then we'll go to questions. All right, speed round. Exactly. All right. What's the one piece of advice that everybody here in this room needs to know to be successful?
Listen. Don't hear, listen.
Go.
Oh, God.
Don't forget to follow up.
Be yourself.
I'm going to add, be brave sometimes. Be brave. Do the hard thing sometimes. Just do it. Right? Because, as we learned, there's another day. There's putting it aside. You have successes. You're going to start a Sparkle file. We're all going to invest in Post-it because we know we're all going to go out and buy them and have them, right? Ladies, thank you so much for answering my question.